to welcome tonight to In the Music Room, Dylan Sauers.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mansfield's finest.
Yeah, but you know, Helen, we go back with this guy.
We do.
He's a young guy, but we go back with him about 10 years.
10 years.
To a lonely little coffee shop that we all used to play at called Dunn Brothers. And,
yeah.
One night, our wonderful friend Wanda Mullens came in, and she brought this gentleman, and I always remembered him when he called us. It was easy to re-identify with him.
Oh, yeah.
And his music set that we just recorded was phenomenal, so y'all have to listen to it. It's going to be great. Where have you been all these years? What's going on with you? I know you work for the Bureau of Prisons and all that, but, you know, let's get into it a little bit.
Yeah, all over.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Where were you born and raised?
Lewisburg, Pennsylvania.
Really?
Yeah.
What brought you to Texas?
Yep, my dad's job.
Yep.
Yep.
That's how I got here, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I stayed. I left for a little bit for my own work and came back, and I don't think I'm going anywhere, so.
Yeah. New Hampshire was not your
Where did you come to in
place.
Texas? At what age were you when you came to Texas?
I was 17, high school, senior year of high school.
Oh, that's a tough time to move. Wow.
And you moved to
Arlington.
Arlington.
Yeah.
Which school did you go to there?
Actually, I went to Summit, which is Mansfield. We were right on the edge.
At some point in time, music attracted you to it.
Mm-hmm.
What was that moment?
I always grew up liking music. I remember listening to Loudon Wainwright in the car with my mom and stuff like that, and I loved the Singer-Songwriters stuff.
Special, wasn't he?
Yeah, for sure. I just remember being drawn to it, and when I was 13, we were living in Pennsylvania at the time, and we had a snow day from school. And it was like the 4th or 5th day in a row because it was just a massive snowstorm. And I started digging through the closets looking for something to do. And I didn't even know my dad had a guitar. He never played it, but there was one sitting in the back of his office closet. So I pulled it out and started learning how to play it.
So you're self-taught.
Yeah.
And those strings, there's something about a stringed instrument, isn't it? When you pick it up, there's a magic to it.
Mm-hmm.
You picked up the guitar, but when did you figure out, you know, I can write, I can contribute as well as I can listen and do other people's things?
I don't think I started writing until I was 15.
Oh, that's an old man.
So I had played guitar for a couple of years before I was brave enough to
I cannot
write.
even begin to tell you how many artists we've had in here that were great songwriters that didn't write a song till they were 50.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I believe
so
it.
feel real fortunate.
You're way ahead of the game.
Yeah, you're way ahead of the game. Just keep writing, keep pumping them out. I don't know about giving you advice. I'd give you one advice.
Yeah.
Branch out. Tune your guitar different. Try new things.
Well, I noticed that you have
He
a
tried
few
a couple
different
tunes.
tunings.
And
then
with those, he got different sounds and different,
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty cool too.
Do you find that using different tunings that you've done thus far have kind of brought songs on, or
Yeah, the song Burden I don't think could have been written in any other key or tuning. I think it lends itself, the mood of the song lends itself to that.
When I started tuning different and just got away from A440 and everything sounded a little different. You know, you'd hit a C and it was a B flat, and all of a sudden that B flat was a different thing in your ear. You know, or you'd play an F chord and it's E flat now. You know, and so it just gave you those different things and an inspiration, I think.
Yeah.
When you had mentioned Loudon Wainwright, but who were some of the other artists that kind of inspired you about their writing that intrigued you?
It's hard because there's so many, but earlier on, definitely Damien Rice. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but more recently, someone like Ray LaMontagne, someone like that.
And do you have a specific place that you feel like you're headed with your writing? Is there something that you're gearing toward? Are you working on any like projects or anything right now with your writing?
Not right now. I'd like to find a good spot to record the stuff because I'm no good at that.
Place.
But the place in Waxahachie, I'll think of it.
As a matter of fact, the 10 songs you just did, that'd be a nice little CD for you to. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
There's your start.
absolutely. Well, obviously your dad had a guitar. Did he play music when he was younger?
No.
He just had a guitar.
He got it when he was in the Navy, and he learned how to play like Sweet Home Alabama, and that was it. And then he put it in the closet. So.
Aw, bummer. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I do. I have a younger brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Ethan.
Does he play?
No, he doesn't. He used to play violin, and outgrew it, I guess. But I'm the only active musician in my family.
I don't know. I get just a vibe from your writing that you're one of those sensitive, moody writers that when you get an idea, you can't let it go, and you wait till it comes out, till it like beats you to death to come out of you.
Yeah.
Am I right? 'Cause I have that feeling.
Yeah, I will go a long time without writing anything until something happens, and then I'll write. I think last year I wrote, I mean, these are only the ones I like, but maybe like 50 or 60 songs last year, or
It's funny how
from
they
this
go
time
in
last
spurts,
year.
yeah.
And before that, I'd written 2 songs in the last 5. So
Well, that's when you were in New Hampshire, right?
yeah,
there you
wasn't
go.
doing well. So
Texas inspired.
We love you, New Hampshire. It's just not a real hot spot.
It's real cold
for young guys.
Songwriting heaven.
Yeah.
You got to come to Waxahachie for that.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go somewhere, right? Waxahachie is the place.
That's right. So ultimately, what is it that you want to do with your music? What are your goals?
I'm really open to it. I wouldn't say I want to take my music all over the place, because I love to travel, but I could not see myself traveling to do music. But what I'd really like to do is find a way into the songwriting community and perhaps write for other people, put something like that out there, or do showcases or something like that.
Right.
Because I really love to write. So.
Do you like to write better than you like to perform, or is it equal love?
Equal, I think.
Yeah.
But for me, I love to perform, but I'd like to keep it local. But it'd be wonderful if I could play, be playing every weekend and getting paid a little bit to do it. So.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Let's step over to the other side of you for a minute. You work for the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for them?
Right now, the office I work in, we do classification. We review criminal history for guys and women, and we determine where they will go, which prison they'll go.
So that's
based on their crime.
Yep. So that's what we
do.
do.
Not only do you know Wanda, that also worked for the Bureau of Prisons, but did you ever work with a guy named Rob Owen, by any chance? Were you there when Rob Owen was there?
No.
He's another songwriter that's been on our show before.
Yeah.
That was I think he was Wanda's supervisor.
He's a Fort Worth songwriter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was a president of Fort Worth Songwriters for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're over in that area, you might touch base with him.
Well, the name is familiar. Maybe I crossed paths with him at one point, but.
Yeah.
I know this is so cool to get back together with this young man. I know that you and I were talking a little while ago, and you had mentioned that you were kind of right in between things. Like right now, you found like you were in that tweener kind of mode of where you're trying to write, but you're also trying to kind of promote, figure out how to do it. You're working that whole aspect. So don't lose that whole singer-songwriter thing, because writing for other people is one thing, but remember the description a while ago, you have to let it out.
Yeah.
So if you try to let out something that's not you, it's not going to come across right.
Yeah, and I think that's what the most special part of it is for me, is that it's an outlet. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the ability to do it.
Yeah. When you're at that point where it's welling up inside of you got to get it out.
Yeah.
And I don't know a songwriter that's not like that.
And I'm very grateful that I'm able to do that.
You're a conduit,
I don't know what I
you
would
think?
do.
I think you're a conduit. You're receiving as well. The great songwriter Steve Goodman that wrote The City of New Orleans, he said, I never wrote a song. I just wait on the next verse.
That's it. I've sat there and sometimes I'll try to write something and it's usually trash. So
and then sometime something says, get that pen, get that paper.
And those are usually the best songs.
They're typically, the ones I played tonight, I think the longest I spent on one of those was maybe 20 or 30 minutes. They happen and they're
boom,
done.
boom, boom, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they flow like that, it's really nice. Yeah. It's really nice to see the flow that you've had, the development in you and as a person, and God, it's just good to have you back in here.
Sure
is. Thank you.
Will you come back and see us again? And
absolutely.
Okay, let's come back and see you here supporting other singer-songwriters. I know they'll want to hear you and support you, and we want to welcome again, thank our studio audience and Gene and this beautiful young lady over here too that came with Dylan. That she had to stop smiling since
you've got pretty good taste.
I think he's got wonderful
I agree.
taste.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And Helen, thank you for all you do, and all you guys out there again. One more time, Dylan. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're in the music room.